Hey guys, it's Tina and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be comparing the new Sigma Warm Neutrals Volume 2 palette to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. When I got this palette in the mail, first of all I got really excited because I really love the colors in this palette, the warm neutrals, but like they're a lot darker than their first volume, the first palette. I don't have that palette, but this palette is so much better in a lot of means in my opinion. The Warm Neutrals is one of their best-selling products on Sigma, so they released a second volume, and this time they have the little logo on the mirror, which I love. They have all of the names of the shadows right here in front under the colors themselves, and not only at the back. They do have them on the back as they have in their previous palettes, but now they have them in the front as well, which is so lovely. I'm so glad that they did that, and the colors are just so buttery and smooth and soft and so pigmented, and I absolutely love the color range. They have a nice highlight palette, they have the most gorgeous red color, they have some neutrals, a warm brown, matte brown that's great for crease color, some metallic shades. I just absolutely love it. I did create a makeup tutorial using this palette on the look that I'm wearing right here. This video was up on Saturday. Actually, when I first saw this palette, I immediately thought that it somewhat reminded me of the Naked Heat palette by Urban Decay. So I just wanted to pop on camera and do some comparison of some of the colors that are in the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette and the Sigma palette to see how comparable they are. So this is how they look like side by side. I'm going to zoom you in to show you how they look like side by side, and I just wanted to do some swatches to see for those of you who want to maybe purchase the Urban Decay one but you don't have the access to it, or you don't have a Sephora nearby. Sigma does ship worldwide, so this is something that might be like a little dupe for that, especially that this price is a lot more affordable than the Urban Decay one. So let's see. So the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette retails for $39, and the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette is almost double the price. I'm not sure exactly. I know that it's 66 Canadian dollars, but I'm not sure how American dollars it is. My computer is stuck, so I can't really check. So anyway, it is a lot cheaper than the Urban Decay one. So let's see the colors. So first of all, both of the palettes have 12 shades in them. Both of the palettes have some glitters, some mattes, and some metallic shades. At first glance, it looks like the Sigma one has more metallics and shimmers than mattes, but we're gonna see as we go along. So the first color in the Sigma palette is called Humble, which is almost like a warmish white, and it's a matte shade. And the first color in the Naked Heat palette is Ounce. Now Ounce is almost like the shimmery version of Humble in my opinion. It's just a little bit kind of more pigmented and has some sparkle in it, but they are pretty similar. Next we have Charmer in the Sigma palette, which is a soft light pinky shade, which is a little bit more shimmery. In the Urban Decay palette, we don't have anything that's pink like that. We do have Chaser, which is the next shade next to Ounce in the Naked palette, and this one is a soft, warm beige shade, and it's a matte finish. You can see that comparing to Humble, it's darker, but comparing to Charmer, it looks nothing like it. So these colors are not the same. These are two shades that are different in the palettes. Next we have in the Sigma palette, we have Beaming, which is a gorgeous pink, almost like a metallic-y pink shade. Again, this is a shade that doesn't exist in the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I also want to point out that I'm not going to do like swatches of all of the shades in the Naked Heat palette. I think there are a lot of like reviews on YouTube, and also it's not that new, so you can find the swatches. I'm just doing strictly like comparison to see how comparable they are. So next we have in the Sigma palette Toasty, which is a warm brown, soft brown shade. And in the Urban Decay Naked palette, Naked Heat palette, we have two shades that are pretty similar to that, and they are called Sauced and Low Blow. All of those shades are matte shades, and I find that the Sauced and Low Blow shades from the Urban Decay palette are a little bit warmer and more on the orangey yellow side. And then Toasty in the Sigma palette is has a little more of a pinky undertone to it. But all of these are perfect for crease transition shades. Next we have in the Sigma palette Bittersweet, which is a metallic, kind of a coppery bronze shade, beautiful shadow. And in the Naked Heat palette, we don't have anything like it. We do have Lumber, which is one of my favorite shades in this palette, but this one is a lot more pink, and also it's kind of a duochrome because it has almost like a peachy and gold tones to it. Next in the Sigma palette, we have Henna, which is a dark chocolate warm brown shade. And in the Naked palette, we have Cyan, which is a little bit pretty similar, but again, a little bit more warm and a little bit more of an orangey undertone. The Henna shade in the Sigma palette has a little bit more of a reddish undertone to it, and it's a little bit darker. Next in the Sigma palette, we have Iconic, which is a gorgeous kind of a burgundy blackened eyeshadow, which looks like it has a metallic finish. And the most similar to that one in the Naked Heat palette is Ember, but Ember is a lot darker, and also Ember looks like more of a black base with like a burgundy sheen on top of it. So Iconic looks like almost like if you would apply it on top of a black shadow, it will look more like Amber, if that makes sense. Next in the Sigma palette, we have Rouge, which is probably my favorite color from that palette. I love reds like that. And in the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, we have Heat the Devil and also En Fuego, which are the two colors that I can kind of compare to that one. But again, those are the Heat Devil and En Fuego from the Urban Decay Naked palette. They look a lot more brownish than Rouge. Rouge from the Sigma palette is a lot more red, and we don't have that kind of red in the Naked Heat palette, which I really wanted the Naked Heat to have like a red, like a true red. It just kind of calls for it from that theme of colors. But yeah, En Fuego and Heat Devil are also really pretty kind of warm browns with a little bit of a reddish undertone to them. Next from the Sigma palette, we have Passion Fruit, which is a matte dusty rose color. We don't have anything like that in the Naked Heat palette. Next we have Russet from the Sigma palette, and this is a dark burgundy shade with pink glitter throughout it. I'm not a big fan of the glitter because it does wear off pretty easily. It has like some kind of fallouts, and it doesn't hold as much when you go on top of it. But when you remove the glitter in the Naked Heat palette, we have Ashes, which is a dark, also dark kind of a blackened plum shade, which is the closest to Russet with no glitter, because Ashes from the Naked palette is a matte shade. But again, Russet has a little bit more of a reddish undertone to it rather than Ashes. The next two shades from the Sigma palette we don't have in the Naked Heat palette. These have a little more green undertone to them, which is a nice add-on to the warm shades. Not all of them are like brownish red. We have some greens, which is cool. And although both of them are green, they do have like warm undertone to it. So we have After Hours, which is a dark kind of dusty, almost like dirty olive color. And then we have Fool's Gold, which is a glittery green, which I think would work best while used wet and not dry, because it does have a lot of kind of olivey golden glitter throughout it. So it will have some fallouts probably. Yeah, I haven't tried it on the eye yet, but that's just what I see from the swatches. So overall, do I think that these palettes are pretty similar? Yes, they do have a lot of colors that are similar. Do I think they are dupes or the same? Not at all. If you do have the Naked Heat palette and you want to purchase the neutrals, Warm Neutrals Volume 2 from Sigma, you can totally do that. You will do totally different looks with those two colors, and vice versa. If you do have this one and you want to purchase the Urban Decay Heat palette and you're not sure if they're going to be the same, I think that you totally can have both of them. But you do, I think you are able to create similar looks if you have either or. So that's it for this video, guys. I really hope that you find this helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see some more comparison videos like that, or like dupes tested and stuff in the future. Also, let me know in the comments below what videos you want me to make during the month of December, because I am trying to upload more than twice a week. So if you want to see something that's not video related, any vlogs, challenges, anything like that, let me know and I will be happy to do that. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and click the little bell button to get notified every time I upload a video, which is usually twice a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays. But this month I am going to try and post more than that, and I'm going to talk to you all next time. Bye.